Good afternoon. I'm going to do something right now that I have never done before. I have had a technology meltdown, I guess, in the last couple of days. Last Friday, I left for the weekend, and before I left, I turned my MacBook Pro off. When I came home, and that's typically the tablet that I use to, the laptop that I use to produce my videos. Came home Sunday, tried to log in, and I couldn't. I actually followed instructions and created 3 new passwords to try to log in. Each time the system told me that the password was recognized, but then when I tried to use it to log in, I was in a circle. I couldn't get out of the circle. So after 3 attempts, I decided to take that computer offline. The only way I'm going to get into my computer is to take it up to the Apple Store, and I have to catch a bus and run up to the mall to do that. But it will be done. But then I had to create the environment that I had before I got the MacBook Pro. No, 2 of the devices. Anyways, I had to reconfigure how I do my videos, and I've been moving computers around, cameras around, and rewiring, and da-da-da-da-da. I just found out that I can record the recording I'm doing right now is going directly onto my disk, so that I am creating it locally instead of going to YouTube to create a video. I am creating it local. First time I've ever done that, so we'll see if I can then take the end product and share it into all the different environments I need to move it to. So that's it. We'll see what happens. I've never done it before. 9 years ago today, I earned the status of Grandpa David. My oldest grandchild, Eloise, is celebrating her 9th birthday today, and as I was sitting outside, today's been a beautiful day in Cincinnati. Boy, how we needed a beautiful day, and tomorrow's even supposed to be better than today. Anyway, I was sitting out on the porch and drinking, having a coffee, and and I get a FaceTime from Eloise thanking me for the books that I sent her. And I didn't tell her this, but her parents picked out the books, and I financed the deal. And Eloise was she's been a reader. She's been reading chapter books for a long time, and Kimberly and Sam got her a collection of books. There's 6 books to the collection. She got so excited when she saw the 6 books, and but she's read at least 3 Harry Potters. I say at least because I think her parents stopped her at I don't know. The last time we had the conversation, she had finished her 3rd Harry Potter and not started her 4th. But be that as it may, I sang happy birthday to her, and she enjoyed that along with her sisters. And actually, I told my son Sam today that the kids just moved to Dallas, and I told Sam that I want to be in Dallas on September 28th because that is the third birthday of my youngest granddaughter, Emery, and she was the only grandchild that I did not celebrate a birthday with in 2021. I'm not quite sure why I did not get to New York in September last year. Maybe because I went I don't know, maybe I went to Thanksgiving. At any rate, she missed out, so I told Sam that I really wanted to be there so that I can then say I've been to birthday parties for all my grandchildren. Tuesday was an unbelievable day in terms of me getting medical information about myself. I have never gotten this much information about diverse topics as it actually happened on Tuesday, and it was just an interesting experience because if you follow me, you know that I've got a tremendous amount of medical challenges, but I have been blessed to be able to work through the challenges and share the information and move on to the next challenge. But on Tuesday, I had my annual visit with my cardiologist, Dr. Richard Becker, who just happens to be the head of the UC, University of Cincinnati Medical School Cardiology Department. I am blessed to have Dr. Becker as my cardiologist, and he's been my cardiologist for 5 years. And I actually, for the last 5 years, I have only needed to see him once a year, thank God. But I met him as I was in critical care for a heart issue, and he was being a teaching doctor, being a professor in a teaching hospital. He visited me all 10 days that I was in intensive care that time, and so I told him I wanted him to be my cardiologist, and so it was really a nice interchange. But typically, before I go to see him, I have an echocardiogram. An echocardiogram measures the strength of your heart muscles. In 2009, I learned let me step back for a moment. I was born with a deformed heart that I did not officially know about until I was 44 years old. And that is just where medical knowledge was or wasn't through the years, how technology has enhanced the amount of information that we get. So I had a heart valve. I had an aneurysm repaired December 23rd, 1994. I don't remember the day well. I didn't start remembering days until that was December 23rd. 24th, I was totally out of it. 25th, I had actually, my sons told me they visited me on the 25th. I absolutely don't remember them being there. Who I do remember being there was my stepson, and I remember 90-second discussion and back to La La Land. And then I started, it was the next day where I started to remember anything. Anyways, that's what happened in 1994. Subsequently, when you have a valve replacement, and I had an aneurysm because my heart wasn't working right, the valve wasn't right, that's why I had to have it replaced. And so at that time I needed to start to take Coumadin or warfarin, which is an anticoagulant. Because I had the valve, they don't want a clot forming around or if it gets around the valve and into the valve, your history. But they have to. That's the concept, is to anticoagulate your blood. So I've been taking Coumadin and warfarin for 28 years, and I'm going to talk about that in a second because there's a major bit of information with that on Tuesday. So I also learned on Tuesday, because I was weighed before I went into my cardiologist's office, that I have lost an additional at least 5 pounds in the last 3 months. I weigh myself every 3 months. Officially weigh myself every 3 months. And I've lost 5 more. That was great news because all this stuff relates at the end. And then I went into the lab before I went in, the blood lab, the cancer blood lab, before I went to my cardiologist and got a blood draw, a blood draw which measures prostate-specific antigen, and that has obviously been an issue with me for at least 10 years that we can account for. We can't account for more than 10 years, but we know for 10 years. And this last 3 months was the first time that I took this wonder drug, bacalautamide, whatever it's called. This stuff really works, because up until 3 months ago I was taking my 3-month injection with a pill every day, and because we were seeing such positive results, I said to my oncologist 3 months ago, maybe we should now take out one of the two, but the one that we absolutely know is working is this one, so let's cut out the injection, which we did. So on its own, it has continued to drop the amount of prostate-specific antigen that I have, and I can now say for the fourth read in a row, almost 12 months now, that I have less cancer in my body than I had 10 years ago. So that's good news. And I alluded to the INR. The reason I am sharing this information, there are a lot of lessons to be learned. And if you ever have a question about anything that you're hearing me, you hear her, please go to davidfleopold.com. Underneath the fold on that page, there is a form, 3 lines, your name, your email address, and why you want to have communication. Send it to me. I am the only one that reads those, and you will have a response from me within the 10 minutes that I read that. So feel free to ask questions. That's how we learn. Well, back to my INR. Once a month, I have to go and get a blood draw, and the purpose of the blood draw is to see that there's a proper amount of warfarin in my body, so that it's an anticoagulant, so that there is less danger of a clot forming near my valve. If you haven't heard from me before, warfarin is absolutely, positively an ingredient in rat poison. I've heard it on TV shows numerous times. If you actually look at the ingredients for rat poison, you will see warfarin. I take a lot of warfarin because of my metabolism. That's the only thing I can figure out. My brother, who takes warfarin for the exact same reason that I do, he takes half as much as I do. So he's killed half as many rats as I have with mine. But the number was down. The time that it took my blood to coagulate was down below the range that we typically have to that we shoot for. The number was 2.3. We typically go for 2.8. So I was below the number that we go for, which would mean that theoretically, to correct the situation, I would have to take more anticoagulant, and I do not want to take more than I take. Although we cut a half a tab out, which is 3.75 grams. We cut half of it out probably for the week a couple of years ago, and maybe we need to put it back in, would be the first question. The second question is the new way that I consume food, which started 14 months ago. How much effect did it have on that number? There had to be some effect, and the reason being is I typically do not take really green colored vegetables. The greener the vegetable, the more vitamin K it has in it. Vitamin K is a coagulant, and I take an anticoagulant, so it makes the formula more challenging, more confusing. So I just have stayed away from it, unfortunately. A lot of good stuff that's dark green, but that's what I have to do. But the fact that I'm only consuming food in a 6-hour range of time, I only consume food now between the hours of 4:30 and 10:30. Then I stop and I just do liquids the rest of the time, and the system has been working fantastically well for me. It has changed so many mind and body situations that it's something that I should have done a long time ago. for whatever the reason I didn't. Actually, because it was my son who challenged me to do it. Not necessarily challenged me, but said he thought it'd be a good idea for me, not explaining the science behind it, just that he's been doing it and it's been working for him, so maybe it would work for me. And actually it's working, number-wise, working way better for me than it has for him. But that is something that I will have to take a look at, and I'm hoping that worst case scenario, I have to take just another half a tab, and I'm pretty sure I have to get my blood checked again in 2 weeks rather than 4 weeks, which the schedule is, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the outcome, but we'll see. But bottom line, last Tuesday was an incredible day for me to get great information, positive information about all the medical challenges that I have, and we look forward to those kind of days. The last thing I want to share is I have been, starting about a week ago, really have challenged folks that I am looking for business collaborative partners. The purpose of the partnership will be to distribute a zip code version. This is a mock-up version for 45036, to submit a zip code version of that zip code, and in the process highlight businesses and business relationships with these QR codes that sends you to a web landing page, of which, while you are, if you're not in Facebook, if you're not viewing this in Facebook, you are viewing this on a web landing page, and that's what I have been developing for the last couple years. I have about 20 of these pages that I have created for myself, and I want to take this application, zip code marketing. I've created a program, Shop Your Zip Code Solutions. It has a web landing page connected to it, but in order to get business going again at a faster pace necessarily than it is right now, we need to do a project like this. So there are 41,000, 46. There are more than 40,000 zip codes in the United States. So the mission, the objective, to get a postcard storyboard local to that zip code, it's a big project, and I need lots of collaborative partners, and they will come in all shapes and sizes. Becoming a collaborative partner with me will guarantee a substantial amount of revenue to you. When I say substantial, we'll put it into perspective when we have the 15-minute video discussion to discuss the potential partnership, what your expectations are, what the reality is, and see if we can match those two up and become collaborative partners. The future of business I don't care if it's big or small, is how many collaborative partnerships, strong collaborative partnerships can be developed, can be built, because that determines tomorrow. Thank you for your time today, and as I like to share with you, it's really important for you to be able to do what you love and love what you do. We'll see you soon.